All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your change jar, looking for some coffee money. When BM, you spot a regular OL 2000 Lincoln penny. No big deal, right? But what if I told you that a simple little penny from the year 2000 with NO mint mark could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.80 million? Yeah, you heard that right. A single cent that could buy you a mansion, a sports car, and still leave you with enough cash to never check gas prices again. Now, before you go flipping over every penny you've ever owned, stick around because I'm going to break down exactly why this coin is so valuable, what to look for, and how you might just hit the jackpot with a penny sitting in your pocket right now. And trust me, by the end of this video, you're going to be checking every penny you come across. So, let's start with the basics. The 2000 Lincoln penny without a mint mark was supposed to be just another everyday coin. It was minted in Philadelphia, where they don't put a mint mark on pennies, so at first glance, it looks completely normal. But here's where things get interesting: that a handful of these coins were accidentally struck on a completely different type of planchet, one that wasn't meant for pennies at all. Some were struck on foreign coin blanks, others on experimental metal compositions, and a few even have bizarre errors like a double die or off-center strikes. And these mistakes? Well, they turn an ordinary penny into a millionaire's dream. Now, let me tell you a quick story. A buddy of mine, let's call him Jim, used to laugh at me for always checking my pocket change. He'd say, "Man, you're never going to find anything good." Well, guess what? One day, he casually mentions that he found a weird penny that looked different. I tell him to bring it over, and lo and behold, it was a 2000 no mint mark error penny with a crazy off-metal strike. Long story short, he ended up selling it for a small fortune. And the best part? He hasn't doubted me since. First off, make sure it's a 2000 penny without a little D or S mint mark under the date. That means it was struck in Philadelphia. If your penny look a little too shiny, too dull, or just feels off, weigh it. The standard 2000 penny should weigh 2.5 grams, but error pennies can be lighter or heavier if they were struck on the raw material. Look for doubled lettering, missing details, or anything that just seems weird. The most valuable ones have major mistakes that make them one of a kind. If you think you've found one, don't just toss it in your piggy bank. Get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. That's what takes it from interesting to auction-worthy. How much are these pennies actually selling for? The highest recorded sale of a 2000 no mint mark Lincoln penny with a rare error was $1.8 million. That's right. One single penny sold for more money than most people make in a lifetime. And even if yours isn't that rare, similar error pennies have sold for anywhere between a few hundred to tens of thousands of dollars. So yeah, checking your change is definitely worth your time. 8T this point. I bet you're eyeing your penny jar like it might be your golden ticket. And honestly, it just might be. These rare pennies are out there, and the only way to find them is to start looking. So here's what you got to do next. Check your coins, weigh them, examine them under a magnifying glass, and if you find something strange, get it checked out. Who knows? You might just be sitting on a small fortune without even realizing it. And if you love learning about valuable coins and hidden treasures, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I've got plenty more tips, tricks, and coin collecting strategies coming your way. Plus, you don't want to be the guy who hears about another $1 million penny after you spent yours on a vending machine snack. Hit that like button, drop a comment if you think you found something cool, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your pocket change, looking for a quarter to feed the parking meter, and bam, you spot a 2017 D Lincoln penny. No big deal, right? Just another 1-cent piece. But what if I told you that this tiny copper coin could be worth a mind-blowing $1.90 million? Yeah, you heard that right. One little penny, nearly $2 million. Now, before you go flipping over furniture and dumping out your piggy bank, let me tell you exactly what makes this penny so valuable, how to identify it, and why collectors are willing to throw a fortune at it. Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you might just be a millionaire, or at least a very hopeful person with a lot of pennies. So, let's start with the basics. The 2017 D Lincoln penny was minted in Denver to celebrate 225 years of the U.S. Mint. They made billions of them. So what makes this one so special? Well, here's where it gets interesting. A rare error slipped through the cracks, and that's what turned an ordinary penny into a jackpot. There's a specific 2017 D penny that was struck on a dime planchet, meaning instead of being a standard copper-coated zinc penny, it was accidentally minted on the metal used for dimes. This error caused the coin to be slightly smaller and lighter than a regular penny, giving it that rare collector's appeal. Oh, they go wild for this kind of mistake. Imagine if you bought a lottery ticket and the numbers were off by just one digit, but instead of losing, the lottery company says, "Hey, that's actually worth way more than the jackpot." That's what happened here. If you want to hunt for one of these bad boys, here's what to look for. A normal penny weighs 2.5 grams, but this error coin is only 2.27 grams because it was struck on a dime planchet. If you got a scale, weigh your pennies. It's slightly smaller than a regular penny. If it looks like a penny that shrank in the wash, you might have something special. Normal pennies have a smooth edge, but if you notice a slight reading, like the grooves on a dime, that's a big clue. It has to be from Denver, so make sure you see that little D-mint mark under the year. Now, you might be thinking, all right, I get that it's rare, but nearly $2 million? Really? Yep. Coin collectors are obsessed with unique errors, and when a coin like this is verified by grading agencies like PCGS or NGC, the price skyrockets. Just recently, one of these rare 2017 D pennies sold at auction for $1.9 million, beating out plenty of older, more historic coins. Why? Because it's a modern rarity. It's not some ancient treasure that's been passed down for generations. It's a mistake from our time, and that gets collectors excited. Now, let me tell you about the time I thought I'd struck gold. Literally, a few years back, I was digging through my change after a grocery run, and I spotted a penny that looked off. It was shinier, smaller, and something about it just screamed, "Check me out." I rushed home, grabbed my scale, and boom, it was under 2.5 grams. My hand was shaking. I was already planning my millionaire lifestyle. I sent it in to get authenticated, and, well, turns out I just had a damaged penny that had been filed down by some kid in a shop class. Yeah, my dreams of early retirement? Crushed. But hey, that's the thrill of coin hunting. Sometimes you win big. Sometimes you just get a great story to tell. And the truth is, anyone can stumble upon a hidden fortune. All it takes is a sharp eye and a little bit of luck. So now you know. That 2017 D penny in your pocket might just be a multi-million-dollar mistake. And if you find one, well, let's just say drinks are on you. Now, before you run off to check your change, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more tips on rare coins, coin collecting strategies, and ways to turn everyday pocket change into real money. Who knows? The next video might just lead you to your next big find. Hey there, coin enthusiasts and curious minds alike. Imagine this. You're digging through your pocket change, maybe looking for that elusive coffee punch card, and you stumble upon a humble 1972 Lincoln penny with no mint mark. What if I told you that this little copper coin could be worth, drumroll, please, a whopping $2 million? Sounds like a plot twist straight out of a heist movie, right? Well, grab your magnifying glasses and settle in, because today we're diving deep into the world of the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny. We'll explore its history, what makes it valuable, and how you might just strike it rich with a coin that's been hiding in plain sight. First, let's set the scene. The year was 1972. The Godfather was making waves in theaters, and folks were grooving to the tunes of Stevie Wonder. Amidst all this cultural flair, the U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was busy churning out over 2.9 billion Lincoln pennies PCGS.com. These pennies bore the iconic image of Honest Abe on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Notably, coins minted in Philadelphia during this era didn't carry a mint mark. So if your 1972 penny lacks one, it's likely from the city of brotherly love. Now, onto the juicy part. What makes some of these pennies worth more than just a cent? Enter the double die error. This occurs when the coin's design is accidentally stamped twice, slightly offset, creating a noticeable doubling effect. In 1972, a number of pennies were struck with this error, leading to visible doubling on the obverse side, especially around the inscriptions like Liberty and In God We Trust coincollecting.com. This wasn't a subtle mistake. Even without a magnifying glass, One could spot the doubling.so. How does this error translate to dollar signs? A standard 1972 no-mint mark penny in circulated condition is typically worth its face value, just 1 cent. However, if you possess a 1972 double die obverse DDO penny, you're in luck. The value of these error coins varies based on their condition. Circulated examples might fetch anywhere from $100 to $500. Uncirculated specimens, especially those graded highly by professional coin grading services, can command prices upwards of $1,000. Coincollecting.com. The record for a 1972 DDO penny stands at around $3,290 for a coin graded MS67 plus RD by Piece GS. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. There's a tantalizing rumor floating around about a 1972 no-mint mark penny valued at $2 million. While it's true that certain rare coins have fetched astronomical sums, like the 1943 bronze cent, which is considered the holy grail of Lincoln cent errors, there's no verified auction record or credible source confirming a 1972 penny reaching the $2 million mark. It's essential to approach such claims with a healthy dose of skepticism and rely on verified auction results and expert evaluations when determining a coin's value. So, you're eager to check your stash for this potential treasure. Inscriptions: Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1972. If these elements appear doubled, you might have a winner. The coin state significantly impacts its value. Coins free from scratches, wear, and with original luster are more desirable. If you believe you've found a double die penny, consider having it authenticated and graded by a reputable service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Let me share a quick story. A few years back, I was helping my grandfather clean out his attic. Amidst dusty photo albums and vintage knickknacks, we stumbled upon an old coin jar. As a budding numismatist, my heart raced. We spent hours sifting through pennies, nickels, and dimes, hoping to find a hidden gem. While we didn't uncover a $2 million penny, we did find a 1972 double die penny in decent condition. It wasn't life-changing money, but the experience of that treasure hunt with my grandfather was priceless. Coin collecting, or numismatics, if you're feeling fancy, is akin to a modern-day treasure hunt. The joy isn't solely in the potential financial gain, but in the stories these coins tell and the history they carry. Each coin is a tiny time capsule, reflecting the era it was minted. In conclusion, while the 1972 no-mint mark Lincoln penny isn't your ticket to a $2 million payday, certain error varieties like the double die obverse can still be quite valuable. So, next time you find a penny lying around, take a closer look. Who knows? You might just discover a piece of history worth more than its weight in copper. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of coin collecting and want to uncover more hidden treasures in your pocket change, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of enthusiasts, and let's embark on this numismatic journey together. And remember, always check your change. You never know what might be hiding in plain sight. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your pocket change, maybe looking for a lucky penny to scratch off a lottery ticket, and BM, you find a penny worth over $2 million. Sounds crazy, right? But guess what? It has happened. Today, we're talking about the legendary 1982 no-mint mark Lincoln penny that sold for a jaw-dropping $2.1 million. Yeah, you heard that right. A single penny that's worth more than a mansion, a fleet of luxury cars, or a lifetime supply of tacos. And the best part? There's still a chance that one of these could be floating around in everyday change. Stick with me, and I'll break down why this little copper beauty is worth a fortune, how to spot one, and what to do if you hit the jackpot. And hey, if you've ever been called crazy for checking your coins, don't worry. You're in good company here. So, what makes this 1982 penny so special? Well, first, let's talk about why 1982 was a weird year for pennies. The U.S. Mint was making some big changes. Before '82, pennies were solid copper, but because copper prices were skyrocketing, they switched to a cheaper zinc core with a thin copper coating. Now, here's where it gets interesting. There were 7 different varieties of pennies made in 1982. Large dates, small dates, copper, zinc, and mint marks from Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. But the one we're after? A rare mistake, an unmarked copper penny from the Philadelphia Mint that somehow slipped through the cracks. Normally, pennies made in Philly didn't have a mint mark, but in 1982, they weren't supposed to be made in copper anymore. Yet a few of these old-style copper pennies without a mint mark snuck out, and that's what collectors are going absolutely crazy for. It should say 1982 with no mint mark under the year. This is the big one. If it's 3.11 grams, congratulations, you've got an original copper cent. If it's 2.5 grams, sorry, it's just a regular zinc penny. Examples to confirm it's the rare variety that the money. In 2022, one of these pennies sold for $2.1 million at auction. And because collectors are still on the hunt for more, the price could go even higher if another one surfaces. Now, let me tell you a quick story about why I never underestimate pocket change. Years ago, I was at a flea market and this old guy was selling a jar of pennies for $1. I bought it, figuring I might find a wheat penny or two. That night, I dumped them out on my kitchen table, and guess what? I found a 1943 steel penny in near-perfect condition. It wasn't worth millions, but I sold it for a few $100, way more than my $1 investment. Ever since then, I check every coin I touch. So, if you got a handful of change sitting around, take a few minutes to go through it. That 1 second of curiosity could turn into a life-changing discovery. Grab a scale, dump out that penny jar, and start hunting. And if you find a 1982 no mint mark copper penny, don't just toss it back in the pile. Get it checked by a professional, because it could be worth a fortune. And hey, if you love talking about rare coins and making money for pocket change, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. I've got tons of tips on valuable coins, coin hunting strategies, and stories about the wildest discoveries out there. Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts and curious minds. Have you ever thought that the humble penny jingling in your pocket could be worth a fortune? Well, today we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1991 no mint Mark Abraham Lincoln penny. Could this everyday coin really fetch $2.2 million? Grab your magnifying glasses and let's embark on this numismatic adventure together. You're sifting through your spare change, and amidst the nickels and dimes, a penny catches your eye. It's a 1991 Lincoln cent with no mint mark. Your heart races as you recall hearing rumors about such pennies being worth millions. But is there any truth to this? Let's separate fact from fiction and uncover the real story behind this coin. First things first, what's the deal with the missing mint mark? In U.S. coinage, the presence or absence of a mint mark indicates where the coin was produced. Pennies minted in Philadelphia traditionally lack a mint mark. So a 1991 penny without one is standard and not an error. Now about that eye-popping $2.2 million valuation. Where did this come from? While certain rare pennies, like the 1943 bronze cent, have fetched high prices due to unique minting errors or limited production, the 1991 no mint mark penny isn't among them. In fact, a 1991 Lincoln penny in uncirculated condition is valued at approximately 36 cents. So, which penny should you be on the lookout for? During World War II, most pennies were struck on steel planchets to conserve copper. However, a few bronze planchets were mistakenly used, creating this rare and valuable coin. 1969 S double die obverse. This penny features a noticeable doubling of the date and inscriptions, making it highly sought after by collectors. Let me share a little story. A few years back, I was at a garage sale and stumbled upon an old coin jar. Among the dusty pennies was a 1972 double die obverse Lincoln cent. After getting it appraised, I discovered it was worth a tidy sum. It just goes to show that treasures can be hiding in the most unexpected places. While the 1991 no mint mark Lincoln penny won't make you a millionaire, the world of coin collecting is filled with exciting possibilities. So, next time you're sorting through your change, take a closer look. You never know what rare gem might be hiding there. That if you enjoyed this deep dive and want to learn more about coins that could be worth more than face value, hit that subscribe button. Join our community of coin enthusiasts and let's uncover the hidden treasures in our pockets together. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your pocket change, maybe looking for a quarter for the vending machine. You pull out a penny about to toss it back because, well, it's just a penny. But hold on. What if I told you that penny could be worth a whopping $2.30 million? Yep, you heard that right. One tiny, seemingly ordinary Lincoln penny from 1965, no mint mark, could change your life. And today, we're diving deep into why this little copper coin is making collectors go absolutely nuts. Now, before you run to check every penny in your couch cushions, let me tell you a quick story about how I once overlooked a valuable coin in the dumbest way possible. Years ago, I had a handful of old pennies and thought, these aren't worth much, so I used them to pay for gas. A week later, I found out one of those pennies was a rare error coin worth a couple $100. I paid for gas with history. Don't be like me. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for in a 1965 no mint mark Lincoln penny, how to tell if you have a jackpot coin, and how to cash in if you're lucky enough to find one. First off, most 1965 pennies were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which didn't use a mint mark at the time. But that's not what makes this coin special. What makes it truly valuable is a rare error that only a handful of these pennies have. Some 1965 pennies were accidentally struck on silver planchets, the blank metal discs intended for dimes or quarters. That's right, a penny but made of silver. And since silver coins were being phased out in the mid-60s, these accidental pennies are a major collector's dream. Before you start emptying every penny jar in your house, here are some key things to check. A regular 1965 penny should weigh 3.11 grams because it's made of copper. But if you have one that weighs 2.5 grams or less, you might have a silver planchet error. Time to break out the kitchen scale. Drop a regular penny on a hard surface, then drop your mystery penny. A silver coin makes a higher pitched sound than a copper one. Your ears might just hear the sound of money. Regular pennies won't stick to a magnet, and neither will silver ones. But if your penny does stick, it's definitely not silver. So move along. Now let's talk numbers. The highest recorded sale for a 1965 no mint mark silver penny was $2.3 million at auction. And the craziest part? The person who found it originally had no idea what they had. They only realized it was valuable after bringing it to a coin dealer who nearly fainted on the spot. Even if you don't land a $2.3 million jackpot, some of these error pennies have sold for tens of thousands of dollars. So it's absolutely worth checking your change. So, let's say you're one of the lucky ones and find a 1965 penny that looks different. Before you start shopping for your dream car, have a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC confirm that your penny is legit. Rare coin auctions like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections are your best bet for getting top dollar. Trust me, you don't want to be the guy who sells a $1 million penny for $10 on eBay. If auctions sound intimidating, a reputable coin dealer can guide you through the process. Just make sure they're legit, no shady backroom deals. All right, so let's recap. If you got a 1965 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, check its weight, sound, and composition. If it's an error coin, you could be sitting on a small fortune. Now, before you rush off to dig through your piggy bank, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I've got plenty more hidden treasure tips coming your way. You don't want to miss the next big coin worth serious money. And hey, if you do find one of these pennies, don't forget who told you about it. Maybe send me a postcard from your private island. All right, folks, imagine this. You're digging through your couch cushions, looking for some spare change to buy coffee, and boom, you find a penny. Nothing special, right? Just a plain old Lincoln cent. But what if I told you that one particular penny from 1984 could be worth a mind-blowing $2.5 million? Yeah, you heard that right. One single penny, worth more than a mansion, a Ferrari, and probably your mother-in-law's endless Amazon orders combined. Today, we're talking about the 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny, one of the rarest and most valuable pennies in the world. If you've got one, you might just be sitting on a fortune without even knowing it. So grab your pocket change, check that jar of pennies collecting dust, and stick around because we're about to dive deep into what makes this coin so special, how to spot it, and how you might just cash in big time. The crazy story behind this $1 million penny now. before you start tearing apart your couch and shaking out your piggy bank, let's talk about what makes the 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny so rare. Back in 1984, the U.S. Mint was cranking out pennies like there was no tomorrow. But somehow, whether it was a machine error, a rushed worker, or just the universe playing tricks, some pennies slipped through without a mint mark. These pennies should have an S for San Francisco, a D for Denver, or at least a P for Philadelphia. But these? Totally blank. No mint mark, no indication of where they were made. Here's where it gets interesting. Most of these error coins are worth a couple $100 at best, but a few lucky ones? They're worth millions. The reason? Condition, rarity, and demand. Point one of these bad boys was recently graded MS 68 by PCGS, which is coin collector lingo for near perfect. That's like finding a 100-year-old bottle of whiskey that's still sealed and perfectly aged. When this ultra-rare coin hit the market, collectors went wild. It sold for an eye-watering $2.5 million. So, how do you know if you've got one of these golden tickets disguised as a regular penny? Check the year. It's got to be 1984. If your penny says 1983 or 1985, sorry, but that's just regular pocket change. Look under the date. No mint mark at all? You might be onto something. Condition is everything. If your penny looks like it's been through a war, it's probably not worth much. But if it's shiny, well-preserved, and has a sharp strike, you could have a serious PLL get it graded. Don't just take it to your local pawn shop, where they'll offer you 5 cents and a high five. You need a professional service like PCGS or NGC to verify its authenticity. Why almost $1 million penny story now? Let me tell you about the time I thought I had hit the jackpot. A few years ago, I was sorting through an old jar of pennies my grandfather left behind. Among them was a 1984 penny with no mint mark. My heart stopped. I started planning my future. Beach house, sports car, early retirement. I was already picturing myself on a yacht, sipping something expensive. I rushed to a coin expert, practically shaking with excitement. The guy takes one look and goes, "Nice penny. It's worth about 1 cent. Turns out, my rare penny was just a normal Philadelphia minted cent that never had a mint mark to begin with. No millions for me. Just a humbling lesson and a funny story to tell. So, what's the moral of the story? Check your change. That boring old penny in your pocket might just be the key to life-changing money. The 1984 no mint mark Lincoln penny is proof that rare coins are still out there, hiding in plain sight. If you love learning about coins worth big money, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a tip. I'll keep bringing you the best coin collecting strategies and hidden gems that could be worth a fortune. Who knows? Your next penny might just be worth millions. Now, go check your pennies and let me know in the comments if you've ever found something rare. Hey there, fellow coin enthusiasts. Imagine this. You're sifting through your pocket change and stumble upon a 2004 Lincoln penny without a mint mark. Could this humble coin be your ticket to a $2.6 million payday? Well, before you start planning your dream vacation, let's dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting to uncover the truth about this elusive penny. Welcome to our channel, where we explore the hidden treasures lurking in your loose change. Today, we're unraveling the mystery behind the 2004 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny and its rumored multi-million-dollar value. Is it fact or fiction? Stick around to find out. First things first, let's talk about the 2004 Lincoln penny. In 2004, the U.S. Mint produced a staggering 3,379,600,000 pennies at the Philadelphia Mint alone. These coins, lacking a mint mark, are as common as finding a penny under your couch cushions. Mint marks are tiny letters on coins indicating where they were produced. Philadelphia minted coins typically have no mint mark, while Denver uses a D and San Francisco an S. So a 2004 penny without a mint mark is standard fare from Philly. Now about that eye-popping $2.6 million valuation. This figure doesn't apply to your everyday 2004 penny. Instead, such astronomical prices are reserved for rare coins like the 1943 bronze cent, a coin mistakenly struck in bronze instead of steel during World War II. One of these rarities fetched over $500,000 at auction. While a standard 2004 penny won't make you a millionaire, certain errors can boost its value. For instance, off-center strikes or die cracks can make a coin more desirable to collectors. However, these errors typically increase a coin's value modestly, often ranging from $50 to $100. Let me share a quick story. A few years back, I found a 1995 double die penny in my change. My heart raced as I imagined retiring early. After getting it appraised, I learned it was worth about $50. Not life-changing, but it ignited my passion for coin collecting and taught me the value of knowledge in this hobby. So, while your 2004 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny isn't your ticket to millions, it's a fascinating entry point into the world of numismatics. The real treasure lies in the thrill of the hunt and the stories behind each coin. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want to uncover more secrets hidden in your spare change, hit that subscribe button and join our community of coin enthusiasts. Share your finds and questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories.